Well, two things to say. It took me 3 weeks to get back to the civilian life. How's that? I had 2 weeks of leave, paid leave, which wasn't very much, but 2 weeks to find your bearings a bit. And then I got a job teaching unqualified, because teachers were such a premium teaching. And it was advertised in the local paper. I went for an interview, got the job. It was in February of that year, March. And I thought, well, I'll try it out. I've never done any teaching, but I'll try it out. And I liked it. Again, it reminded me of the kids I came to teach in Glasgow. It was in the Dockland area of Liverpool. And these are hillbilly kids, strong as hell. And I am in control in no time. But you've got to do that. And I thought, well, this is okay. And I went through it. In those days, they had a special stream of 2-year qualification. And I went to the teachers' training college, which was in the idyllic part of the English countryside. And I met my wife there. Would you like a story about that? Well, it was a delightful place. It was a residential. Because you'd done your national service, you got it free. The people who had not done that had to pay the regular fees. But it was run on old-fashioned lines. There was, where the dining room was laid out like Oxford College, with the faculty along the top, tables at right angles, maids brought in things, put them on the middle of the table, was shared out. It was quite formal. Now, there was an arrangement where if you wanted some more food, you could go to this Dutch store. You know what I mean by Dutch store? The second half operates independently. And see if you could beg some leftover food. Now, it happened at that particular evening. This is early in the first semester. The rugby team had been suspended for bad behavior. And my army skills came into full gear there. I managed to escape being suspended. I was, you know, in the army, if you get into trouble in the army, it's real trouble. It's not just a slap on the wrist. And I managed to get out of it. I had all the fun without getting caught. I was the only one. But it was a Pyrrhic victory. You know what a Pyrrhic victory is? I had nobody to go to the pub with on a Saturday night. And there was a lineup of people trying to beg some food. And in front of me was this delightful young lady. And I always accused her of negotiating herself, maneuvering herself to a spot in front of me. She denied that. But anyway, I put my hand on her shoulder and I said, what are you doing tonight? She said, I don't know. I said, well, I do know. You're coming out with me. And that was the end of it. And we've been married 59 years. You think that's funny?
That's fantastic.
It's the virtue of the... There was a psychologist called... I was in a bit of a pickle there, but it did me good. Otherwise I'd gone to the pub with the rugby crowd.